Hey everybody, it's me, Kylie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we're going to do a 5-minute book review. Okay, so the book I'm going to talk about today is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This is an issue-driven historical fiction. I read it as an audiobook in December 2018, and I gave it 4 stars overall. So this book is set in Afghanistan It takes place over like a span of time. So I think it kind of starts at the late 70s and maybe ends like in the 90s or like really late 80s. So it has 2 points of views and it's about 2 women. It starts with the one woman's point of view, and we don't get the second point of view until at least a third of the way through, but it might even be like further than that. And it's basically this woman was... or this girl, she's a girl when it starts, and she was born out of wedlock, and that's like really, really bad. So like the mom and her, they lived in like really like poverty conditions, and the dad actually still is like, I mean, he's an okay guy. He comes to visit her like every single week and stuff, but she wants like more of a relationship with him, and she wants to be treated like his other children that, you know, he has had with his wives. And so she leaves, and she actually walks to the town to meet him because he's made a date with her, but he's never met her anywhere like in public. And so of course he doesn't show up. He's just made the date, I think, to humor her. So she actually just goes to his house, and they never let her in, and eventually someone comes and drives her home. She just like sat on the doorstep all night, and when she gets home, her mother has committed suicide, basically. So yeah, trigger warning for that. And so she doesn't really have anyone else, so she goes and her father's family takes her in, but really only for, I think she's there for like, I swear, like a week, like maybe, and they marry her off to someone. And so it just follows her through that. And the guy that they marry her off to is pretty conservative. You know, asked her to wear like a hijab in public. Is it even? It may not even be the hijab. It's like the one where you can only see the eyes. He makes her wear that in public. And yeah. And so then when we get to about, I don't know, 30-40% into the book, we get the point of view of a young girl. She's in her mid to late teens, and her parents are very liberal, actually, and they believe in like girls getting an education and girls going out and working and stuff like that. And so she's treated very well by her father, and she's in love with this neighborhood boy. And basically the time of period in Afghanistan that this is taking place is like, I don't exactly know a lot of like what politically happened then, but at the beginning of the novel, there wasn't like unrest, there wasn't bombs being dropped everywhere, but by the time we get to the second girl's point of view, there definitely is. And their family gets to the point where they're like, yeah, like I think we need to leave, but by the time they actually go to, it's too late. And so then the 2 women's lives intersect. The young girl ends up living with them, and it goes from there. So it has themes of like there's child marriage, because that happens, or it happened twice, I guess. Polygamy. There's lots of feminism issues in the themes of the book, and domestic abuse. And there's a lot of, you know, war and a lot of politics, and some of that I didn't understand, but it didn't take away from the book at all. This is a story about family, whether it's blood or maid, and love and hope. And it kind of has a happy ending. But you will cry a lot. It did keep me hooked. It was a very, very good book, and I am glad that I've read it. I think that's all I have to say about this one. I gave it 4 stars, so that means I really, really liked it, but it just didn't push that extra star over into being one of my favorite books. And I don't know that issue-driven books would ever push their way into my favorite. Just because a lot of the hard topics that they cover, etc. So, but yeah, like and subscribe to see more from me. Let me know in the comments if you've read this one, what you thought of it. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. Bye.